Hello, I hope you're keeping well. Today I'm going to do like a navy smoky eye look. Someone said it to me the other day, have I ever done a navy? And I think a navy looks so elegant and pretty, and it's a really nice alternative to a darker smoky, but I haven't done one in ages, so here we go. I'm going to go in with the matte CC cream today, which, to be honest with you, I'm usually a really dewy, luminous kind of person, but I've got a long day today, and I know that this will just not need 1 minute of thinking about once I've got it on. Just to tell you, by the way, I'm going to be using all It Cosmetics stuff today because I'm getting ready for an It Cosmetics day, but like, please feel free to just take all the tips and use them with whatever you've got at home. I'm not saying you must use one particular brand or product or brush or whatever it is to get the finish of these things. Now, I very rarely go for a matte finish. So what I'm going to do to make this feel still nice and textured is put some bronzer and different bits on to liven it up a bit. But I have to admit, even though I'm not really a matte person, the odd time, it's just nice to mix things up a bit, isn't it? And wear something a bit different. I've forgotten to put my phone on airplane mode again, and already I'm seeing funny things come through, so I'll just have to not look. So I've just been listening, before I started doing this, to Six Music, and Ricky Gervais was on with Lauren Laverne, and Afterlife 2 is out tomorrow. So I don't know if you saw Afterlife 1, it's on Netflix. That is one of my favourite things I've ever seen. And just if you happen to be, you know, feeling a bit sad about a grief or anything like that, it's a really beautiful depiction of kind of all of the stages you go through when you're grieving someone. And I just thought it was lovely. I know it's such a cliche, but like, it would have you crying 1 minute and laughing the next. So I would really recommend, if you haven't already seen it, give it a watch, and then you'll be ready for the new series tomorrow. I can't wait. Right, I've got my base on. I'm going to start with my eyes. I'm not going to prime them today because I want it to I want something like navy to look a bit smudgy and nice and soft. I'm going to put some powder all over my lids. I washed a little bit of that CC cream over them, and that will just help to prevent any oil building. But because the CC cream I used is oil free and for matte skin, literally a bit of sleep in my eye there, that should be fine. What was I just about to say to you? Afterlife, I'm going to take some bronzer through my sockets, by the way. Flick that up so I can see how much time I've got left. I knew it was coming out on the 24th, and I think we'd kind of just gone into lockdown when that date was coming up. And last month I remember being like absolutely buzzing to my mum and dad, saying, it's the 24th, come on, it's on, we'll all go down now and watch this, won't that be lovely? And I was a month early. So I've been waiting for it for ages, but in particular this last month, because I was so convinced I had it last month. I cannot wait to watch that now. Right, I'm just taking this bronze right the way through the sockets. Now, I was having a chat with a lovely lady last night called Cindy. Cindy messaged me and said she's 76 going on 30, which is my favourite quote I've heard in a long time. But we were having a chat, and she's very rightly said, which is true, I do love my browns, and I've been very brown-centric in some of these makeups. So what I'm going to make an effort to do for the next few is just mix up the colours a bit. Now, I know I'm saying this as I apply a brown, but I just love using a brown, think I was saying this yesterday, through the socket to just make a bit of a template, and then you have a bit of a shape and a bit of a template there ready to put your other colours in. So the colours I'm actually going to use, I'm going to go for the navy. I may add some of that grey, I'm not sure. But one of the things you should know about me is I'm really not good at picking colours that go well together. I'm just going to pick this up on a flat brush. So I really struggle with that, I'll be honest with you. I have to look at other people's makeups to see which colours will go nicely together. So if you're that kind of person as well, I'd just recommend, like, just have a little look at a few pages that you like before you do your makeup. Like for me, I don't know what it is. It's been the same ever since, like, I was even training in makeup. I just can't seem to, I don't have the eye for knowing what's going to go with each other. Me and my friend Kate would always laugh about this. I'd come up with the most random colour combinations and she'd be thinking, how have you come up with that? So to be honest, if I was going on a night out and I wanted to look really nice, I'd go on someone's page to see what looks nice and then just copy the colours, because I can't come up with them myself. So like, whose pages would I look on? The Chapmans. I'm always going to go on Sam and Nick's page to just see what colours they've put together, because they always know. I'm just blending the edge of this, by the way, into that brown. So the Chapmans, Hannah, Martin, Bryony. This is who I'm looking at for a bit of colour inspo. Just to, you know, because even things like, for example, this brown and the navy is a trick that Kate actually taught me. You'd never really think to do a brown and a navy. Well, I wouldn't have. But actually, it takes the edge off that blue and gives it all a bit of warmth. And I don't know, just somehow pulls it together. So what I'm trying to do here is create a nice soft blend. And then when I'm satisfied that that is nice and blended, I'm going to go back in and intensify some of that navy. Now, I am also, I might use the same, no, I've got a little smudger brush. I'm going to take something a bit smudgier. This is a Bobby eye smudge. That worked out well, didn't it? And I'm going to tickle it underneath as well. I might come to regret this because I do have bad hay fever. But we'll soon see, won't we? Tickle this all the way under. I'm going to soften that out a tiny bit. What have I done there? Everything's running off the side here, hang on. Okay, we're back on. So, now, I don't think I am going to insert any grey. First of all, because we've just established I'm not the best at picking colours that go together. And second of all, I'm quite happy for that to just be a nice little simple navy. What I may do is actually top up a bit of the brown. Got a bigger, fluffier brush. I'm going to go back through here. Just make sure I can see both of those colours. Because at the moment, I think I've blended my navy a little bit further higher. So I've lost the initial hit of that brown. I think it's nice to keep them both in. That feels good. I'm just going to take my flat brush again and just pack a little bit more of that navy. I'm just going to give up on that show and tell because I'm holding quite a lot of things. Pressing that on. What I would always recommend as well, if you're using a colour that you've not used before or you want to have a little experiment with, try and find it in a shimmery texture. So this navy is more of a satin than a complete matte. And as the day goes on and this wears, it's just going to soften and soften and soften, and it will feel really nice and smudgy and fresh. Lovely. Now, because that's a nice bold eye, I'm going to keep my eyes quite fresh. Eyebrows. I'm going to go in with thick brow arch, but I almost just want to gently tickle the hairs that are already there. Make sure they've got a bit of, what's the word I'm looking for? Tint through them. And then leave them be. What I do like about using a thicker brow pencil head is that it can be quite quick, because that is around the thickness of my brows. Well, it certainly was up until, I don't know, was it last week or the week before? I gave my brows a right butchering that I didn't mean to. I just got a bit happy with the tweezers. You know what it's like when you've got a magnifying mirror. You haven't had a look in one for a while. So they need a bit of a tidy at the moment, the little fluffy hairs underneath, and I'm just trying to leave them, because that's how I got myself into this mess in the first place. Lovely. How am I on 11 minutes and I've barely done anything? Right, I'm going to get my mascara on. That's because I've been chatting away about Netflix, but anyway. There seems to be loads of product on that mascara wand, so I'm going to spread it out across the two eyes, because I haven't got a tissue near me. If I had a tissue, I'd have just spread that out a little bit. Okay, here we go. Lovely. Just give that a nice tickle. And then I've given my base now a little minute to settle. I'm going to put some bronzer all over. I think especially because I've gone a bit heavier with my eyes, I want to make sure that my base feels nice and fresh. And a bit of bronzer will help it to look like I haven't got as much coverage on, which, as you've just seen, I've got more than enough coverage on. Okay. Oh. Okay, let me just tickle them back. Now, I can't properly see with the sun. I'm getting a bit paranoid. I've left a patch of bronzer there, so I might come back to that when I've finished. Will I put a little hit of blusher on? I think I will. Just really softly. I'm going to put a little bit of a pinky on my cheeks. Really, really gently. Barely pressing any product onto this, actually. But I always think pink and navy look quite pretty together. Lovely. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of gloss on. A little bit of a pink gloss. I'll find a liner in a minute and draw my lips on. You know how I like to usually do them. Okay, well there we go. Nice little navy, little brown trim to soften the blow, and ready for the day. So I hope you have a lovely day. Keep the suggestions coming, and I'll be talking to you soon. Bye.